those? The 201s. Where are the damn 201s?
This is all I can find, Mr. Thorpe. Last truck's loading.
We're not finished.
There's still more files to be destroyed. Find me the damn 201s.
You gotta get out of
These
here.
are classified documents.
Thank God.
Get her out of here.
Trucks, they won't let
Room
me
is
on.
secure.
I work here.
Don't work in this room.
Nothing's secure. We're about to be overrun.
There's no other way out of Hopetown. They'll kill me.
Get her out of here!
Disha, hey, I want you to go outside. Okay, I'll meet you there.
Do your job, Captain Stiles!
Go.
Where's it going? What do we do?
Take the chopper.
Hurry up!
Get on board.
Come on!
Tell us to wait.
There's no time!
Give me 30 seconds.
This helicopter's leaving now!
30 seconds.
Captain! Let's get out of here now! Come on, Captain, let's go!
They don't make those things anymore.
That's the pink ones, with the gooey outside and the white stuff in the middle.
They haven't made those for years.
I just saw one in the third floor snack machine.
Yeah. It's been there for years.
What's been where?
Terrorist sympathizers in southern Thailand. We were just briefing for our mission.
Terrorist sympathizers? With gooey pink coatings? The mission's on hold. Something else came up. Carl wants to talk to us.
What is it?
Emergency exfiltration. Former American agents are being murdered in West Africa, someplace that we withdrew from a few years ago.
Where?
Hopetown.
Five years ago, the American embassy in Hopetown was evacuated in the middle of a civil war. CIA officers took care to destroy or bring out confidential files, especially the most sensitive ones.
Sure, agent files. We had a network of informants under the old regime. For 5 years, the country's been in chaos, and they've been laying low, no contact, until 2 weeks ago when one of our informants, Kelvin DeBow, sent a letter to an address in London which had been set up for emergency communications. He said that 2 of our agents had recently been killed under the orders of this man, Julius Banga, chief of internal security for the current regime.
Our agents knew each other?
Some of them did, yes. They were political allies.
DeBoe's letter pleaded with us to get him out of there. He was afraid he would be next.
3 days after he sent his plea for help, he was executed.
How would Banga know who our agents were if the files were destroyed?
The evacuation was a bit disorderly.
It was a total mess. I was there. It was a disaster. Anything could have been left behind. Why have they waited 5 years to start killing agents?
The new regime's only been in power a couple of months. It's brutal and vicious, killed 100,000 of its own people in the Civil War. But it has restored order.
The State Department is planning on reopening our embassy. You'll go in with their advanced team. We'll try to get our agents out. We owe them that.
Next time on The Agency,
Send Callan's team in.
one of their own is lost.
Where is he?
Matt, he's right behind you. Matt! Matt!
And agents are dispatched to find his killer.
The kidnapper's name is Ramil Polvin.
It's a mission that becomes personal.
You want him?
He murdered my friend.
I want to take him.
The Agency. Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on HDNet.
Everyone, why don't you give me your passports and I'll check us in.
Big crowd.
Who are all these people?
Those Arabs over there, probably Lebanese, diamond smugglers. The Germans at the bar, mercenaries. The women, mostly prostitutes. Be careful. AIDS is epidemic here.
Aren't we kind of advertising ourselves by staying here?
Everyone stays here. The hotel has its own generator and water supply. All 9 sides in the Civil War left it alone so that one place they can get a cold beer.
Familiar faces. It's been so lonely around here with everyone in Africa.
They'll be back in a few days.
Bringing our Hopetown network out with them?
Yes.
All of it?
That's the plan.
Whose plan?
My plan. You disagree, Robert?
Well, African spies aren't particularly useful if we move them to New Jersey.
Well, they may still have helpful information. We can debrief them here. The network blown. 3 of them have been killed.
A brutal regime has just taken power after a long civil war. Lots of people are being killed. It could just be a coincidence.
So on the off chance that they're not on the death list, we ask them to stay on place.
Reestablish contact. Get them to work for us back there. Carl, are you sure you aren't letting personal issues cloud your judgment here?
Why? Because I'm African American?
No, because you got those people killed. Or you think you did.
Maybe we should all sit down and have a little conversation.
Thornby's waiting for me downstairs, sir.
Later.
Mr. Thornby, thank you for coming in. Took us a while to find you.
I'm retired.
Some retired people have telephones.
Really? What did you want to talk to me about?
Your Hopetown network. Its members, they're being picked up and they're being killed.
By that son of a bitch Banga? How's he know who they are?
How do you think?
I destroyed those files, Reese. Every last one. Destroyed them or carried them out.
Now, I understand that things there were very chaotic.
They were, and I destroyed those files or carried them out. Every last one.
But some of the agent information was in your head, right?
Of course.
Then we need your help. We want to pull out the ones that are still alive. This is what we know about them. This is from the files that you brought out. But there's some addresses missing, contact signals. We need real names to go with these cryptonyms.
Okay, Deer Fly. That was Victor Beebe. If the library hasn't been burned down, you can find him there. Bluebird, I never knew who that was. I was recruited by, one of my other agents. We communicated through dead drops only.
Do you remember anything else? Anything that's not on the page?
Listen, Reese, I know you backed me up at headquarters when I said that Hopetown was stable. You trusted the field man. Ordinarily, I'd thank you for that.
Why don't we just go over the list? Francis Gumbla?
He worked as a security guard. I'm sure there's a booming business for that over there.
Well, if he's alive, our people are going to find him and get him out.
It's been a very dry month.
Yes, but there is rain in the mountains.
You're in danger in Hopetown. We're here to help you leave.
Danger? From where?
Banga knows you've worked for us.
Oh, my God. You have come from America.
We're going to provide you with the necessary documents and a plane ticket.
My family?
You can bring 3 people.
3 is not enough.
I'm sorry. That's all you can bring. I need to take your photo for a passport. I'm sorry.
You want an 8x10 for his mother?
Actually, he wants a passport for his mother. And his wife, and his 5 children.
We're gonna need more blanks.
Well, depends on how many of our agents we can find. Looks like 1 or 2 of them snuck out of the country on their own. Or they're dead. I'm checking morgue reports and flight manifests.
Who is it?
Your State Department colleague. Should I be in here?
No.
Our host government's security delegation is in the lobby to meet us for dinner to discuss security arrangements for the embassy, which might be a good idea considering what happened last time. As our embassy logistics officer, I thought you might be interested in meeting Mr. Banga. Mr. Banga.
Yes.
I'm Miles DeCamp, State Department.
Mr. DeCamp.
These are my associates, Mr. Stiles.
Mr. Stiles. No.
Mr. Hamilton.
Mr. Hamilton.
Miss Leland.
Ah, Miss Leland. I understood that a lady would be present tonight, so I invited my wife to join us. Please, Dacia, please meet the United States Department of State.
And you are Mr.
Stiles.
Please, dinner is being served. They're holding the table. Miss Leland, you join me.
Thank you.
And how do you feel about relationships between nations, Mr. Stiles?
I thought you were dead.
And now you see there was no need for concern.
We should talk.
If it's a question of embassy security, you should speak with my husband.
Well, that was a fun meal. Did you hear Banga's story about the landmine and the truck full of sheep?
Yeah.
Wonder if that's where they got the lamb chops.
Could be.
How'd you like Mrs. Banga?
I don't know.
Stiles. You know her, don't you? Who is it?
I have your fruit.
What fruit?
A delivery. Urgent. Please, open the door. You are one of the Americans?
Yes. Hold on.
Help me.
Who sent the fruit?
There is no fruit. I work for your people. You have to help me get out of the country. Banga is killing us.
What's your name?
Demby. Sylvester Demby. I used to be in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I gave information to Mr. Thornby. He can tell you. He used to call me Zebra.
So why did you come here?
I heard Americans were here. One of the desk clerks is my wife's cousin. He told me the room.
You and 3 family members maximum.
Oh, thank God. When do we go?
I need to make a passport. Stand here. Who else will be going with you?
My wife, my mother, my son. I'll get them. The road behind the hotel. In my car. 1 hour.
Mr. Demby? We've been compromised.
Anybody could have seen what was going on. The maid, a bellboy. Banga has spies.
What about Mrs. Banga?
What about her?
Well, if you knew her, she knew you. I mean, you may not have struck her as the kind of person that would be a diplomat. All she had to do was tell her husband to keep an eye on us. Stiles, listen, you are affecting this mission now.
There's not much to tell. Boy comes to Africa to plan embassy evacuation. Boy meets girl. She worked at the embassy.
Then she could have taken the files and given them to her husband.
No.
How do you know?
Because she wasn't trying to steal documents that day. She was trying to join the evacuation. She thought she'd be killed if she stayed.
And you thought she'd be killed if she stayed. But you left her.
I had duties. I was a Marine Corps officer.
Stiles, what happened?
Mob was attacking the embassy. I was protecting the staff in the CIA station. Daisha got caught on the wrong side of the fence as the helicopter was taking off. I could have let it go without me.
Maybe she took the files after you left.
Why?
Because she was left behind to die by her American boyfriend.
They have a band in the bar downstairs you would not believe. Strangers in the Night with juju percussion.
What's going on?
Our exfiltration list just got reduced by 4.
Murdered. After one of them came to the room.
Are we out of here?
I have to talk to Mrs. Banga.
No, you don't.
If you're right, then there's nothing we can do. But if you're wrong, we can go ahead with the mission.
Well, you can see her tomorrow. The camp just told us downstairs that Banga has invited us for further discussions in the morning at his country club.
This club was founded by the British, of course. For many years, natives weren't allowed to enter except as servants. During our wars, it was abandoned, but no, it is dedicated to we who serve the people. As a servant of your people, Miss Leland, do you have amenities at your disposal?
I have a reduced rate at a health club in my building.
Well, if you have your health, you have everything. Let me show you the tennis courts.
He likes the ladies.
I'm sure he's very charming. Aren't we rewarding him and his buddies by resuming diplomatic relations?
Yes.
And it's incentive to good behavior. They want back in the international club. Trade, aid, ability to travel to Europe without being arrested.
And they fly there to deposit their stolen money in Swiss bank accounts.
And the CIA people in our embassy can keep track of it all. I think you'd be delighted.
Iced coffee.
No, thanks. 4 people were murdered behind the hotel last night.
What does that make? 100,004?
You used to care more about loss of life.
Until I nearly lost my own.
Those people who were killed, it might have been because someone told Banga to watch me.
Banga watches everyone.
Did you tell him anything about me?
He doesn't like to hear about my old boyfriends.
Did you give him anything from the embassy?
You make love to me. Tell me stories about hiking trails in the Smoky Mountains. You're sure I would enjoy. Then abandon me to die, then come back 5 years later and question my behavior.
I'm not talking about your table manners, Daisha. People are being hunted down and killed. Is it because of you?
Madame, he says you promised to have lunch with him.
Thank you, Chula. This is Mr. Styles, Bakari. Say hello.
Is this your son? Looks like a fine boy.
He's a very fine boy.
How old is he?
5 next month.
Daisha?
You have no right to ask.
Hey, Bakari! Bakari! My boy. How are you, huh? This, my boy.
Beautiful child.
Yeah.
Did she have him when you knew her?
No. He was born after.
How long after?
I don't know.
Is he your child?
I don't know.
I don't think this one's in the operations manual.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter now because we have our mission. We know what we have to do.
Did she compromise the mission?
She said she didn't.
Do you believe her?
I don't know.
So, are we packing up?
Not just yet.
They killed 100,000 people here.
I don't think they'll harm us. They want our embassy reopened, and there's $50 million in foreign aid just waiting to go if they play nice.
I think you owe everyone here full disclosure.
You and Mrs. Banger.
He and Mrs. Banga what? Oh.
I say we stay. Try to save some lives, but if anyone wants to discuss it, feel free.
If they think they've been exposed, we have to assume they have been exposed.
If they leave without the agents die.
If they try to leave with the agents, they all may die.
Have they even located everyone?
Sir, they've got 14 people lined up and ready to go, including family members. They got to every agent that isn't dead, except Bluebird. Even Thornby didn't know who he was.
So Bluebird is safe.
What do you want to do, Carl? It's your operation.
Our people on the ground want to stay in.
Just like last time.
My inclination is to trust the people in the field.
Just like last time.
We can do without the Greek chorus, Robert. 24 hours. Then they come home. With our agents or without them.
You're not going to get 14 passengers onto that. It looks like it could handle 6.
4. Here's an airstrip at a missionary hospital outside of Hopetown. That's the kind of plane that the authorities are used to seeing land there.
And you want to put 14 people on it?
No, I want to put 14 people on that. Air Branch can fly that in from the Ivory Coast.
But the authorities are used to seeing this.
Right, so how can we make this one look more like that?
Oh, I'm sorry. The art department is fresh out of invisibility paint.
Isn't there something you can do, I don't know, with perspective?
All right. Camouflage. We paint the bottom of the plane blue, so someone looking up will see blue on blue, and the ground is brown.
So someone looking down on the plane sees brown on brown.
Exactly.
Who's going to be looking down on the plane?
They say it's not healthy to be drinking alone. I think maybe you want company.
Sure. Why not? How much does company cost around here?
Pay what you want. Do you think I
I guess I can't argue with that, can I? What if I want this? See you there?
I'll be there.
Bernard.
Of course.
What was all that about?
She was a secretary for the Interior Ministry, worked for us for 3 years, and I thought that this would be the safest way to meet.
We're shipping out.
When?
Early tomorrow morning. We understand that the local garrison drinks late and sleeps late.
And if one of them gets up early to take a leak, he's going to see a cargo plane violating their borders?
You know, I thought you'd be glad to hear that we were leaving.
I just hate to get the embassy invaded again when we just got it repaired. How's it look, Mr. Stiles? I understand you were here then?
Yeah, I was. Looks very peaceful.
Good morning. Mr. Stiles, may I have a word?
I'm sorry, Daisha. I tried.
Couldn't get to you. There was no way.
I know. You didn't lie to me, did you? Those things we talked about doing together. Smoky Mountains.
No, Daisha, I wasn't lying.
I want you to take me out this time. Me and Bakari, with the others.
What others?
You didn't work for the State Department then, Stiles. I don't think you work with the State Department now.
You know, last night and this morning, you seemed content here. With your husband in the country club.
I could not talk freely. You know what Banga is.
Didn't you? When you married him?
I did what I had to do for me and my child. I was alone. I was afraid. People were being killed all around me. I don't want Bakari to grow up like him.
I want to do what's right.
Then take us with you.
You can't take them with us.
Actually, I can.
If you could take one step back, you'd see that your emotions are affecting your judgment.
I owe her.
And she owes her husband. You tell her where and when we're exfiltrating, and she tells him?
She won't if he's the one she's trying to get away from.
What if she isn't trying to get away? What if he sent her to you?
What if she's only with Banga because of me?
Okay, so you feel guilty, but are you jealous?
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
What was she to you, Stiles?
The boy could be my son. I'm going to ask you to do something very difficult. Trust me.
No fun, is it?
No.
I once authorized an operation involving 35 Navy SEALs tapping a cable in Chinese waters. It was an intelligence bonanza. But they all could have been captured or killed. That was a very plausible outcome.
You did that kind of thing every day?
Then sat here helpless, unable to control a thing.
I picked out the color of fuselage paint.
Now you wait for the phone to ring. They're dead. They're alive. They're lost. I ran into the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. I asked if we could get a waiver on our special immigrant quota. Maybe go a little over in advance against next year. Like a payday loan for your Hopetown agents.
Thank you, Robert.
If they make it.
So is that everybody? Lined up, ready to go? Everybody except Bluebird.
Who was Bluebird?
High up source in the gang that took over.
So he sold out the winning team.
Before they won. Hedging his bets.
I don't think they'd like that. Man's got to be lying very low.
Terry tells me that you're thinking about adding some more people to the list.
Well, if we don't find Bluebird, there's room, right? Yep. Okay. 15 minutes. I'll see you there.
You got a date?
I understand that you have been in our country before, Mr. Stiles.
About 5 years ago.
It was a terrible time. It will take us at least a generation to recover. Do you have a family?
No.
When you do, you will understand why peace is so important. When I look at Bakari, I want to make this world a better place for him.
Well, I hope to have a family someday.
Whose?
Excuse me?
Whose family do you want to have, Mr. Stiles? You received my wife at the embassy this afternoon.
She was visiting old haunts. She used to work there.
So did you.
For only a few weeks.
Daisha is my wife. Bakari is my son, Mr. Stiles. Do you understand that? I am famous for fighting rough for my country, Mr. Stiles. But everything I have done up until now is child's play compared to how I will fight for my wife and my son. Is that understood?
You're 5 minutes early.
No. You are 5 years late.
You told Washington how many?
Yes, I told you.
Is there room?
There's room.
With all this luggage?
With all this luggage.
No helicopter this time.
No. A plane. First a truck. Is this the guy gonna be afraid? No?
He doesn't get afraid. He is like his father.
Are we here?
Not quite.
Didn't think you would believe me.
We never lied to each other.
Until now. I'm sorry. Come, Bakari.
Open the door. Where are they?
We're here.
Head over there.
I don't see Stiles.
If she was on the level, he'll call and we'll wait for them.
If she wasn't,
Where are they?
Gone.
You didn't trust my wife?
You should be flattered. She couldn't be serious about leaving a man like you.
I should kill you for insulting her.
Kill an American diplomat?
An American diplomat? Running off with my wife and child? No. That is not a government matter. That is a personal scandal.
Actually, it's a political scandal. Internal security chief spied for the CIA. You did spy for us, didn't you? Bluebird.
Back up. Stand down. And you be careful.
I wondered why you wanted our agents dead so badly. It was for self-preservation. You know you were the one agent we couldn't find? The one who was a high-ranking member of the winning gang? We didn't even know who you were. But one of our agents did. The one who recruited you. He must have been the one you killed first. And you didn't know who else might know. So you tried to kill them all. But now I know, Banga. And I told my friends. And if I don't walk away from here, this story's gonna be put out to all the right places. And when it is, which one of those guys is gonna be given the privilege of peeling your skin off? Oh, by the way, you're gonna start working for us again. Someone will be in touch.
Say goodbye to Mr. Stiles, Bakari.
Goodbye, Daisha.
Hey.
Hey.
I haven't seen those in years.
Third floor snack machine.
Are you okay? If you want to talk about anything,
You want to split one?
yeah.
Cheers.